Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video would be going to the part of your HTML series, a key step in your journey to become a full stack web developer. So in this video particularly, I am going to clear a common confusion that most of the beginners have. That is simply the difference between HTML and XHTML. And also I'll be explaining you why was XHTML even been created. So for this video, you can find the handwritten notes. The link would be in the description simply. And at the end of this video, I'll be having some interview questions based on this topic. So without wasting any time further, let's start the video. So first thing first, what is XHTML? So XHTML simply stands for Extensible Hypertext Markup Language, and you can think of this as simply your HTML rewritten with XML rules. So now you will simply ask, what is your XML? So you don't need to learn XML right now. So just think that XML rules are simply your strict rules. So simply your XHTML is HTML only, but simply rewritten with XML rules, that is more strict rules. So if I take an example, so let's think of a cool teacher of your school who is very friendly in nature and forgives all your mistakes. So you can think of this as simply your HTML. And if I take example of, let's say, your strict principal of the school who follows every rules, right? So this thing is your XHTML. So why to use your XHTML? So as you know that your browsers are forgiving with your HTML code. Even if your code has some error, it will display the code anyway, right? No issues with HTML. But it can cause errors if you are working with other technologies, let's say your XML or your data parsing tools. So that's why sometimes your XHTML is being used for these technologies, right? So now let's see the difference between HTML and XHTML with some examples. So here I have the boiler code for your HTML. So I hope you know about this structure of HTML. If you don't know, no need to worry. I already have a video for this. So here we have the structure of HTML, and on the other hand, we simply have the structure of XHTML, right? So for now, you don't need to learn the structure of XHTML. Just focus on their differences that I will show you. So first thing first, let's say we simply have a tag name. So first difference is in your XHTML, you cannot have tag names of uppercase. The tag name should be simply lowercase. As in HTML, you can have simply, let's say we take example of a simple tag, that is your heading tag h1. So let's say if I have heading, right, and here I have the HTML page example, and this one is for XHTML, right? So I simply have a heading, no issues. Even if I write this heading as uppercase with our HTML, it will be the same, no issues. But let's say if I want to have the same thing with our XHTML, so let's say if I simply have, let's say first in small letter we have our heading tag. Let's say heading in XHTML. So see, now no issues. But if I try to change this, our XHTML heading to simply uppercase. Now see, it is not treating it as heading tag. As I wrote h1 in uppercase, your XHTML haven't treated this as your heading tag, right? So now let's see one more example, the second difference. So let's say instead of this, and I hope you know about self-closing tags. That is simply your VR, HR and all. So in your HTML, you can simply write those tags like this. Let's say you have a heading and you need a line break. So you will simply give BR tag. Then again, let's say you have one more H1, and let's say we have one more self-closing tags, that is your void elements, this time HR tag. So about these tags, I already have this video. In my previous video only, I covered self-closing tags. So in your HTML, you can simply have your self-closing tags, that is your BR tag HR, simply like this. It will work. See, we got a line break in between as well as we got a horizontal line, no issues. But let's say if we try to have the same thing here in our XHTML this time, then again one more heading and again a horizontal line. See, it gave the error. So it means with your XHTML, you cannot have the empty tags like this. You simply need to have a forward slash for all these self-closing tags. So don't get confused about self-closing tags, as I'm calling this sometimes as empty elements. We call it as empty elements or void elements. So in HTML, you can have this, or you can also have the forward slash, no issues with HTML. But for XHTML, you always need to have a forward slash to close the tags. So see, here also we got the line break as well as the horizontal line. So here your line break works in a different way. So let me show you. If you will not have a BR tag, your content would be simply like this. See. So when we have this BR tag, you will simply have a line break. Let's say if you want to have more line breaks, like bigger gaps, then simply one more BR tag. See, we got line breaks, right? So this was the second difference. Now we talk about the third difference between them. That is simply your nesting. It means, let's say simply, instead of this, let me just comment this out. So let's say we simply have a p tag. So as you know, this tag is used to have a paragraph, right? So let's say we simply have a paragraph. Let's say this is a paragraph. And we have one more tag as simply your I tag. So this I tag simply makes your text look italic, right? So if I keep this, let's say, let's do this for your paragraph. So this text that is inside the I tag will look italic. See. And let's say if we want to have simply, if we simply want to have this text as bold also, then that time we simply have this tag, that is your B tag. It will make the text bold. So we will simply keep this inside our B tag and our I tag. See, our paragraph text is simply bold as well as italic. So here we have the nesting of tags, right? We have the I tag. Inside the I tag, we have our B tag. So this thing is known as nesting, right? No issues. So now listen very carefully. So here we have the opening of B tag and here we have the closing of B tag. So let's say if I keep the closing of B tag simply here after the I tag. So I simply have the opening of both the tags and I should have closed the B tag first, but I closed the I tag first, right? Then after closing this I tag, I am closing the B tag, right? So this way also it will work in HTML without any errors. So see, it's working the same way, right? No issues. But if I try to have this in our XHTML, see, it gave error, right? It says opening and ending tag mismatch. That is your B and I tag. So this thing you cannot have for your XHTML. As I have told you that your XHTML is simply like your strict principle, right? So let's have one or two more differences. So let's say again we simply have a paragraph. So the next difference is that the attribute name that you will have in your HTML, that you can have in uppercase as well as lowercase with HTML, no issues. But so let's say we want to have the same thing with our XHTML. So here for your XHTML, the rule is same for the tags. As I told you that XHTML you cannot have the tags in uppercase. The tags name also should be in lowercase. The same applies for your attribute name. It must be lowercase only. So as here in HTML, if we do simply, let's say here also, if the attribute name now is lowercase, right? If I change this to simply uppercase, it will work the same way, no issues. As you know, browsers are really forgiving, right, with HTML. So see, the attribute name uppercase or lowercase doesn't matter with HTML. But let's do the same thing for our XHTML, where we have our XHTML. So let's say again, as here we have the style attribute uppercase. So see, it is treating the paragraph normally, right? It does not change the color of this paragraph to red as your HTML does. Your XHTML haven't changed the color, as it does not allow your attribute name to be in uppercase. So let's change it to lowercase. See, this time it changed the color of paragraph to red. So now let's have the last example, or maybe the last difference between them. So again, let's say, let me just comment this out first. So in your XHTML, you cannot have this attribute name, as here we have simply, let's take this example only. So here we have the style attribute with the property and the value inside the quotes, right? So it says your XHTML will not allow your attribute name or maybe the value and the property without the quotes. So let's say if we go with, let's say blue to show you the change, where we have the attribute and the property and the value, right, in HTML. We don't have the quotes. So again, your HTML with allow this error. See, even if we don't have the quotes for our property and the value, it is working fine with HTML. So again, let's try the same thing with our XHTML. So let's say the property color and the value red. Let's again have some different color to show you the change. So let's say we have the color as green without the quotes. So here your XHTML will not allow this. See, it again says your page have errors, that is single or double quotes expected. So again, if I simply give double quotes to this property and value, this time it will work. See, the color got changed, no issues. So your XHTML is simply the HTML only, but it only have more strict rules, right? And let me tell you one more thing. Nowadays, your HTML5 is being mostly used for your web development purposes, and previously your XHTML was used like for the other technologies, right? Nowadays, you can go with simply HTML. So, but sometimes in interviews, you can get a question about XHTML. So you must have some idea about XHTML also. So now let's move on to our interview question for this. So here we have the question simply. So it says how empty elements are handled in XHTML. So just comment your thoughts. The one who gives correct answer and the first to answer this, I will simply pin that comment. So yes, that's it for this video. Hope you understood the difference between HTML and XHTML in a much better way. So see you all in the next one. Till then, take care.